How do you know if your students are learning? Actually learning the material presented to them. Tests and projects, right? What if they're not ready for the big test? The formal tests and projects they receive at the end of a unit. How do we know if they are prepared and that they are getting it? Through informal assessment, of course. While teachers receive formal assessments through tests and writing projects, those assessments focus more on mastery and if the student can or cannot complete the objectives successfully. Before we get to that point, teachers must assess informally to be able to support and enrich the students before they take that formal assessment. In a cyber school, teachers must informally assess their student in every interaction they have, both asynchronously and synchronously. People may ask, well, how do you know your students are learning in a cyber school? Well, we check in all the time. We conduct observations and interviews on a regular basis. We take records or log entries to document everything. And we take ongoing running records. We gather work samples, the same as what any teacher would do. Observations and interviews are natural. We identify skills and behavior to make sure students are understanding. We do this through regular phone calls and meetings in our live classroom. Webcams are a must. We can also observe and speak with our students face-to-face during the school year. In live classrooms, teachers use digital whiteboards, Nearpod, quizzes, Padlets, Q&A polls, and more to interact with our learners. We can cross-check what we see and hear through these live interactions with their asynchronous work. The information can be diagnostic and help set baselines and goals. Careful though, be aware of the setting. Is the parent hovering? Is the student comfortable or distracted? Is the technology helping or hindering? Especially with young learners, sometimes the tech can be an obstacle if they don't have enough practice. Next is anecdotal records. This is huge in cyber schools. Teachers document academic and behavioral progress through log entries and notes. This is available for all teachers to see that work with the student. It's easy to track and share with parents or students if needed through the learning management system. This is an ongoing log throughout the student's educational career. It can be focused on specific areas which can help future teachers as time goes on. One thing that can be tough is that teachers may need to meet to further discuss specific comments. Teachers should avoid judgmental or biased wording. There can also be a lot to sort through. Next up is running records. These are ongoing and curriculum-based data. We can identify effective and ineffective strategies and problem-solving skills. We use this a lot to document reading skills such as decoding and fluency, as well as math fact fluency. EdTech is huge with this since we use it as a medium to gather our information. We use the live classroom platform with its interactive tools as well as support programs like SmartyAnts, iReady, or Reflex Math. We use the data from these programs to support and compare with the authentic work received through our running records. This is probably one of our best ways to informally assess because the results are authentic. We can track and graph student progress and set goals with the student and parent. The only downside is just how much time this can take on our phone calls. Finally, we have work samples and portfolios. Here we can see concrete examples of our students demonstrating specific skills and abilities. Students submit and share work through the learning management system. Both teachers and students have access to everything submitted. They scan in documents, take photos, or record audio and video. Students also can create their own animations, PowerPoints, or make other online projects. And having a learning management system is like a one-stop shop. Everyone has access to everything in every course. Everything lasts throughout the student's educational career. However, when creating e-portfolios, be specific in what you ask for. It can be time-consuming to go through too many samples. Informal assessment is natural for teachers. We watch, listen, and document our interactions intentionally to ensure our students are getting it. If they're not, we can intervene and support them in the right direction. And that's how we know our students are learning.